There's a reason you've been feeling like you're right on the edge of something. Like something huge is about to shift in your life. But no matter how much effort you put in, how hard you try, it feels like something invisible is holding you back. My child, Archangel Michael is speaking to you now, not through coincidence, but divine timing. He says the door to your breakthrough is already open. It's not a question of if anymore. It's already here, already unfolding. But there is something else, something dark, that has planted itself between you and the promise of your transformation. This force doesn't come from God. It doesn't want you to move forward. It has been clinging to your energy, feeding on your fear, your delays, your confusion. And the closer you get to this breakthrough, the more aggressively it resists. That resistance you've been feeling? The sudden doubts? The strange heaviness? Those aren't random. Archangel Michael wants you to recognize that this darkness was assigned to stop you, but it no longer has permission. You have been divinely chosen to walk through this breakthrough, and that door is still open. The energy may feel heavy now, but your light has already pierced the shadows. The reason you're receiving this message is because your soul cried out for help, and heaven responded. Archangel Michael has seen the battles you fought in silence, the prayers you whispered when no one was watching. God has not been blind to your struggle. What stands before you now is not just an opportunity, it's a calling. A calling that has been written in your divine scroll since before you were born. But understand this, every time someone is about to rise, darkness shows up louder. It tests your faith. It shakes your foundation. But the very presence of that darkness is proof that you are close. So close, in fact, that the enemy is terrified of what you'll become once you walk through that door. Michael's sword has been drawn. He is already clearing the path, but you must choose to keep going. You must believe again, more fiercely than ever before. The chaos you've been surrounded by lately? It's not because you're cursed. It's because you're carrying something sacred that darkness fears. That breakthrough is not just for you. It's tied to others who will be set free through your victory. Every challenge you've faced has been preparing you for this moment. The rejection, the betrayal, the delays, all of it was spiritual training. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. And now, the heavens are opening. The divine door is glowing brighter than ever. But you must not freeze. You must not let fear win. Michael is with you, guarding your steps. The shadows cannot overpower the soul that knows who walks beside them. The signs have already started showing. Sudden dreams. Random angel numbers. A sense of urgency in your spirit. That's not paranoia. That's alignment. That's the universe, God, and Michael working in sync to get your attention. You're being asked to prepare, not in panic, but in power. You're not alone. Even if you feel isolated right now, the divine realm is surrounding you like a circle of light. They are pushing back every force that has tried to delay what is already yours. But this is your choice. Will you walk through the open door, or let fear turn you around? Archangel Michael says this is not the time to second-guess your path. There have been too many moments where you've dimmed your own light to avoid judgment. Too many times you convinced yourself to wait for a better time. But there is no better time. The divine alignment is happening now. You are being given access, not just to a new opportunity, but to a higher level of purpose. The version of you that has been waiting in the wings, silently growing stronger, that version is being summoned. Michael wants you to know that spiritual resistance is often strongest right before the shift. It's like the final boss before the victory. The enemy throws illusions, people who betray you, situations that trigger your deepest wounds, delays that frustrate you beyond reason. But all of this is designed to push you toward surrender, not to the darkness, but to divine will. You are not being broken, you are being broken open. This open door is not physical. It is energetic. And that is why not everyone can see it. It doesn't appear in the material world until you align your soul to it. That's why Michael is calling your attention inward. He is telling you to feel the door, to recognize it with your spirit. And once you do, everything begins to shift externally. You'll notice relationships that no longer serve you falling away. You'll feel a strange lightness, even in uncertainty. That's how you'll know the energy is clearing. The darkness that stands in your way isn't some evil monster, it's the lie you believed about yourself. It's the thought that said, "You're not ready." It's the energy of every old wound you never fully healed. But Michael says your light is greater than all of that. And now, the divine is asking for your yes. Not a timid yes. A courageous, full-hearted yes that says, "I am ready, even if I feel afraid." You've been prepared in secret for a reason. God hides those He wants to use powerfully. The silence you've endured wasn't rejection, it was refinement. You were being spiritually forged, like a sword, shaped by every hardship. Now that weapon is ready. And it's time to step into the arena, not to fight alone, but with heaven behind you. The moment you commit, truly commit, to stepping through this door, everything will begin to accelerate. The right people, the right resources, even protection from unseen harm. All of it will align like divine clockwork. Archangel Michael has already placed signs around you. Have you noticed them? That sudden peace in the middle of chaos? That inner nudge to try again, even when it doesn't make sense? Those are not your thoughts. That's divine guidance speaking in whispers, preparing your soul for what's coming. Don't wait until the conditions are perfect. Don't keep asking for another sign. This is the sign. This message is your confirmation. The door is open. Darkness is only trying to distract you. But if you pause and go within, you'll hear Michael's voice gently but firmly saying, "Keep moving. The light is with you. Heaven is watching." And as you take each step forward, however uncertain, it sends a signal to the heavens that you are no longer waiting, but walking in faith. This is how the spiritual realm responds, not to hesitation, but to movement. Archangel Michael stands ready, his sword of truth illuminating the path ahead. He's not removing all obstacles, no, he's teaching you how to face them with divine authority. You see, part of your breakthrough isn't just receiving a blessing. It's becoming the kind of person who can carry that blessing without fear, without compromise, without forgetting who sent it. That's why your training was so intense. That's why the pressure lately has been almost unbearable. Because what's coming next is too important to be given to someone who's still living in the shadow of doubt. You're being forged in truth, so you can hold what's holy. And still, the darkness lurks. It doesn't need to defeat you, just distract you. One little doubt. One delay. One emotional spiral, and suddenly your energy is drained, your vision clouded. That's why this message is so urgent. Michael says, the window is open, but it won't stay open forever. The spiritual contract you signed before you came to this earth, it's nearing its fulfillment. And what you choose now determines whether you walk in that divine assignment or let it pass you by. Listen closely. Some of you feel like you've missed too many chances. That your time has passed. But Archangel Michael wants you to understand this truth. heaven doesn't keep score the way the world does. Your calling is not based on how perfectly you've performed. It's based on your willingness to rise, now. Redemption is always available to the surrendered heart. And grace is strongest where guilt once lived. So breathe. Still your mind. And listen. There's a message encoded in your spirit. You may feel it as a pressure in your chest, a chill on your skin, or a memory rising that you hadn't thought of in years. Don't ignore it. That's how divine communication feels when it breaks through the noise. It's not always loud, but it's always clear. Michael is showing you a glimpse of what lies on the other side of your obedience: peace, purpose, protection, and power that doesn't come from ego, but from alignment. This is the season where masks fall away, where illusions dissolve, and where the truth you've carried in silence finally finds its voice. Because this breakthrough isn't just about you. It's about everyone your life is meant to touch. Your light will illuminate paths for others who've been trapped in the same shadows you've overcome. That's why the resistance has been so intense. That's why the enemy tried to isolate you, confuse you, exhaust you. But it failed. Because you're still here. Still listening. Still reaching for the voice of truth in the dark. And that's why Archangel Michael was sent, to confirm what your soul already knows. Because your soul has never forgotten the mission. Even when your mind wandered. Even when life broke you in ways you never thought you'd survive. Deep inside, there was always a whisper. Keep going. That whisper was not yours alone, it was Michael's. A divine voice keeping you tethered to the promise even when everything else was falling apart. Now, that voice is no longer whispering. It's roaring. This is the moment you've been prepared for. All the closed doors, the heartbreaks, the betrayals, they weren't signs of failure. They were sacred redirections. You were being positioned, not punished. Heaven didn't forget you. It was protecting you from stepping into something before you were ready. But now, the readiness is here. The darkness standing in your way isn't just external. It's energetic. Old agreements, soul ties, inherited fears, they're all surfacing because they know their time is up. Michael isn't just here to remove them. He's here to teach you how to sever them. Permanently. This is spiritual war. But not the kind you've seen in movies. This is the war of light and illusion. Truth and deception. And your breakthrough depends on your ability to recognize the difference. You may feel tired. That's because your spirit is stretching beyond the limitations you've unconsciously accepted. You may feel emotional. That's your soul processing every buried truth rising to the surface to be seen, healed, and released. You may feel lost. That's only because you're walking a path you've never taken before, and that's how you know it's sacred. Don't turn back now. Michael stands behind you, wings wide, radiating the authority of heaven itself. With God's permission, he is clearing the unseen, those shadows that tried to settle in your aura, those whispers of fear that disguised themselves as logic. They're being burned away by light. But the final choice is still yours. Will you move forward into this open door? Or will you stay at the threshold, held back by the chains you've already outgrown? Because hear this clearly, your name has already been written into victory. The battle is not to earn your worth, it's to remember it. And Archangel Michael is here to remind you, to restore your vision, to help you rise in your divine assignment fully. He's not just a protector. He's a divine awakener. And he's been sent now because time is running out. If this message struck something deep in your spirit, don't ignore it. Smash that like button so this divine warning reaches others who need to hear it right now. Drop a comment if Archangel Michael's message felt personal to you, because your voice might awaken someone else's breakthrough. And if you're still here, it means you're chosen. So don't scroll past this. Subscribe now, because more revelations are coming, straight from the throne of God, and you're meant to receive them. And if this message truly moved you, send a super thanks to help us continue delivering divine truths to those in spiritual battle. Your support doesn't just help this mission, it amplifies your own alignment with the light. Your name is known in heaven. Act like it.